Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's William Worley here, and I'm here to guide you through the process of how I go about color grading the Star Wars Blu-ray versions. And I'm going to be demonstrating how I go about doing my color grading process inside of Davinci Resolve. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Davinci Resolve, I would highly recommend it. It is free and it is absolutely amazing. I can't quite debate on whether or not if I want to use DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere for color grading, because DaVinci Resolve, not only is it free, but it runs so smoothly on computers, almost any type of computer. You don't even need to have like a super fast high processing graphics card in order to work with DaVinci Resolve. And DaVinci Resolve, once you figure out, how to use it, it'll do almost anything you asked it to do. So that's just something to keep in mind here. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So inside of DaVinci Resolve here, I have Return of the Jedi ripped to my computer and saved as an MP4 file. And I've already dragged that down onto my timeline here in DaVinci Resolve. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into the Colors panel here so that I can get started on my color grading. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Nodes here so that way I can see my node panel. Now I'm at the very beginning of the film. I'm just going to go ahead and scrub through it. So already looking at that, we can see that the stars here are already blue, and I just don't know if I really am comfortable with the stars being blue right now, so let's see what I can go ahead and do to fix that real quick. What I'm almost thinking about doing, I'm right here in the curve settings, so I might just go ahead and click on Luma versus Saturation. Just kind of zoom right in until I can get to a star. Alright, so I already clicked on a star here and it created a point within the curves settings here. So I'm just going to click on that point, drag it down. Let's see. Yep, as I go ahead and drag that down, you'll notice that the blue within the stars starts to go away. And now if I push Control and D, that's going to turn the node off so I can see the before and after. Alright, so far I think that's probably looking a lot better there. Another thing that I like to do is that I like to view my before and after comparisons, so I can go ahead and right click on the clip here, go to split screen, versions and original, and then I can click on this split screen icon here and then view my before and afters. But you see, when I go ahead and do that there, that's also going to affect the way how it's going to desaturate some other areas where we don't want it to happen, like the planet side here on Endor. So I'm just going to go ahead and reset that. So another thing we can go ahead and do to white balance this out, I'm going to go ahead and go to my Windows tool here, and I'm going to click on the point curve tool. And then I'm just going to go ahead and maybe draw like a mask around the Star Destroyer here. I'm going to click on my magic wand here, so that way I'm focusing just on that area that I drew a mask around. And then I'm going to go over to my scopes panel here, switch from parade over to vector scope here. And what I want to try to do is get this white blob as close to the center as possible. So what I might go ahead and do is go to the curve settings, go to the first curve setting here. This is the RGB curves. Take my blue channel here and I'll just start dragging that down some. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the green one and start dragging that down as well. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and turn that mask off a bit so I can see my results. So if I zoom in here closely, you can see Now we got rid of the blue around the stars, and we didn't really desaturate the planet as bad as we did before, so that's starting to look good. But I think that this is a little too highly contrasted and a little bit too much red looking at this. So maybe just reduce the red a little bit. If I do that, I'm starting to get some more green. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my main viewer here, and let's see what will happen if I go ahead and add another node here by holding down Alt and then S. That's going to create a new node here. And then I'm going to switch from vector scope to parade here. Yeah, and as you can see, we got more green showing than we do with the other colors here. So I might just balance that out by bringing the greens down a tad bit. Do it that way, I'm giving it more magenta. So let's see if I go to the color wheels here. Maybe add some tint to it. Huh. Well, it's still looking a little pitiful here. Let's see what will happen if I go to the hue saturation curves panel. Might click on the green area here, and then just create a point outside of the green, so that way I'm mainly focused on the green area. Drag that down a bit. Yeah, that's just looking a bit off there. So what I might actually go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and go to the qualifier setting here, take my eyedropper, and I'm going to select the Star Destroyer. I'm just going to go ahead and drag these sliders just so that I am selecting the Star Destroyer and the Death Star. So it's also selected Endor. We don't want it to select Endor, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go to the Windows panel here, take the point curve, draw a mask over Endor, so that way I'm only focused on the Star Destroyer and the Death Star. Back to qualifier here, and I might just adjust the denoise a little bit so that it blends in better. Because if you see Rogue One or any of the Star Wars spin-off movies, you'll notice that the Star Destroyer hull is closer to white. And that's what I'm trying to go for a bit here. See, that's just too yellowish there, and I'm just not really happy with that. So, let me see if I can go ahead and click on an area on the shuttle. It's starting to look better here. Maybe just bring the cooling up a little more. There, that's looking a lot better there. I can still see some magenta in there, so I'm going to go ahead and add another node. Whoops, not that. Alt S. Let's go to the curves again here. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw some points right outside this line here within the orange settings, because that's where we seem to have a huge cast drawn on. And I'll just bring the saturation down there. There we go. Might also do the same with the hue versus luma. Alright, now we're on to a new scene here. Or a new shot. So I'm going to go ahead and scrub to the first frame here, and then I'm going to hold down Control and then the bracket or the slash key above the Enter key. And that's going to go ahead and split the clip. I'm going to go ahead and reset all grades and nodes. I'll take my circular window here and just kind of place it on the Death Star. Go to my curves here and then do the same thing as I did the first time. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and add another node here. Alt S. See if I need to do something with the skin tones or not. This time I'm going to go ahead and go to my curves here and I'm going to click on the skin here. And I'm going to adjust the point that it's created for us until it's on the skin tone line. So let's start with the red. So when I adjust that, it's added a lot of green in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the chair there, drag my greens down a little bit, just so that it's not so green in the background. Alright, so we're on a new shot now. Let's go ahead and scrub back. what I can do for this shot, since it's similar to the previous shots that I've graded, I can go ahead and click on clips. I'm going to go ahead and right click on this one, apply grade. There we go. Control and then slash above the enter key. And I might just adjust the temperature settings. Definitely looks a lot warmer and yellow in there, and I'm not sure if I really am comfortable with that. So what I might do is go to the curve settings, go to the hue saturation. Over in here we can see that it's pretty highly saturated in the orange section. So I'm just going to click on these points here. And then maybe drag them down a bit. There we go. The blues here, it's okay because we've got the blue docking lights here and the blue edges around the TIE Fighter. In fact, I might just bring them up a bit here. It's not looking too bad there. So I think that's a good demonstration for now. If you like what you see and you want to see more tutorials on how I go about color grading these videos, please be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, give me a big thumbs up, show your support for me, and thank you so much for watching.